You're listening to the Inverted Creative Podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jen.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's been a while since I've talked to y'all.
I know. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, it's been a little bit for us because we recorded our second episode like super early, like 6 days before it went live. So
Yeah, that was
it's
weird.
been well over 2 weeks since we've actually talked on the podcast.
I know. I miss you guys.
I know it's been a while, but we're back.
Yay.
I hope you also enjoy my not new mic, but I didn't realize when I got my new laptop a few months ago that my mic wasn't quite connected to it yet. So if I sound a little differently this week, that is why my mic is actually working with my laptop.
Meanwhile, I ditched my microphone because apparently I sound better on my laptop microphone. So we'll see.
I changed nothing.
Never changed, Jen.
So, we did want to start off by saying, we don't plan on truly being a news podcast. I mean, most coaster and theme park podcasts out there cover news. We kind of want to stray away from that, be a little different. That being said, it's been a pretty significant week in roller coaster history, to say the least. And I think that should lead into a little trip that both of you guys took earlier this week, or 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Jeez.
There's a little, not a little roller coaster, a very, very big roller coaster called Kingda Ka.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of it. That's well, it was the former, which is crazy, officially the former tallest roller coaster in the world. It is no more, guys. And thankfully, you two get to take your last rides on it.
Yeah, me and Micah decided a few days before that weekend that we were going to drive 10 hours to New Jersey from Cincinnati to go to Great Adventure for a day. It ended up being a really fun day, actually.
Yeah, it was a great day. There were so many people there, so many people who wanted to, like, just in case, get some rides on Ka. And it was just like all around a fantastic weekend. I think it was worth the drive for you guys, I would hope.
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't have to go very far. I'm only about an hour and a half from Great Adventure, and that's actually the park that I grew up at and the park that made me an enthusiast. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't been since whatever day you and I were there, Bryant.
Oh, that was your first time since you had been back? Wow. So that was, what, 3.5 years ago at this point?
Yeah, almost 4 years ago.
Wait, wasn't that also when Ahsoka came?
No, that was 22.
Oh, okay.
This was 21.
This was the day of Jersey Devil.
Yeah, Jersey Devil Media Day. I believe June 10th, 2021.
That's so specific.
I check it. It was a Thursday. I'm pretty sure. And speaking of Ahsoka, she heard her name, and here she is.
Sorry, guys.
She's like, "What do you mean Kingda Ka's closed? Who are your sources?"
Oh gosh.
Anyway.
I also want to give a shout out to the rum bucket that I had at Six Flags. That was so good.
Yeah, that rum bucket was wild.
Absolutely worth the cost. Highly recommend. It's legit a bucket that's like half rum.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive one there. I was shocked. Especially like you could smell the rum. Like
it was delightful.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm a little I'm bummed, but I'm not bummed that I actually never went to Great Adventure this year despite living 3.5 hours away. And I'm like, oh, it would have been nice to get one last ride on Kingda Ka this year. But then I remembered last September, I believe, technically my final ride on Kingda Ka was with Jen. And when we got to the top of the top hat, we said, Ka's king.
Ka's king, guys.
Having no idea what was to come. And I thought back, I'm like, man, that's kind of a great way for my last ride. And I had
Cool.
Megan and our friend Gabby was behind us. It was a good group, saying Kaz King at the very top. It's like I didn't know it was closing, but like my mind was like, oh, this might be your last ride apparently. So as much as I would have liked to ride this year, I was very much at peace with that being my last ride.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I rode Ka more that weekend than I have any other trips combined. I think I got 5 rides on it. 2 in the front row. That was worth the wait. But yeah, it felt like it was on life support. It was struggling.
Yeah, that I think that I would have like I'm so happy I got to ride it and say my goodbyes. I truly am. Like I grew up with that ride. But that was like the first thing I said coming off of it. I was like, I think it's a terrible sign that this is running bad. So it's almost like
Hmm.
Brian, I almost feel like you got the better goodbye because it was
Maybe.
like
I mean,
it,
I've always thought it
yeah.
was definitely on the shaky side. It's like I loved the launch and I loved how it hit you like, at different places on that course. But once you get to the end, that's when all the the shakiness
Yeah.
started. I
I
did
just think it was well worse like it was a lot worse than I had ever
interesting.
experienced it this like the last 2 weekends.
Yeah, as a fan of launches, I will definitely miss it. I still love the thing. I'm doing a top 100 roller coasters on my YouTube channel coming up. Spoiler: King to Come made it. Where I don't know, but I still very much loved it. It's sad. It's sad. I do want to shout out all the creators that gave us the heads up, that told countless amount of people to get their last
Mhm.
rides in. That would not have happened otherwise. So you guys rock. Um, yeah,
Yeah, we
I'm
would not have
Also,
gone if not for that.
yeah. I also want to point out that there is a lucky group of people that this weekend got a rollback.
I saw that.
yeah,
I
I
was
know.
so jealous.
Like the first time in a really long time that I've even seen a rollback happen. And I barely know anyone else who's ever gotten one. Like I only know like one other person who has ever gotten a rollback and now there is like a train that was kind of full of enthusiasts that got a rollback on Kaz last weekend, which is like I said, like I was like, if I get a rollback, I'm done. Like I would not be riding Ka again. Like that will be my last ride.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
would
I
do
hope
the
they
same.
didn't go back on. What a way to
No, they definitely
send
at
that right
least
off.
one of them did. He wrote it
Ah,
like he wrote it the whole rest of the weekend, like nonstop. Um, but yeah, like
that's an experience for the books. Jeez.
yeah, last weekend and you get a rollback on Ka. How lucky.
Well, I'm excited to see whatever this new record-breaking coaster will be in 2026.
I'm very
Yeah.
curious.
Regardless, it's going to be with obviously Epic Universe next year, and then other additions coming. The next 2 years should be very, very exciting. I'm very excited to say, man. Good time to start a podcast for it,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
2024 was not a great year, at least in the states,
No, it was
for
not.
new coasters at all.
Uh,
Like I even pulled it on Twitter. Like, is this like the worst like new edition year in U.S. history? It might have been.
it feels like it, honestly.
We got Iron Menace and Bobcat, which those are good rides, but
We got Penguin Trek, I guess.
oh,
Phoenix
I
Rising.
actually have a little report to make. While you guys were at Great Adventure, I was in Orlando, and I actually rode Penguin Trek for the first time.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's cute. It's shaky for
Yeah,
sure.
why is it so rattly? It
It
just
opened
opened.
what 2 3 months ago. Why?
It is not
That was
comfortable
like
for adults.
No, and I mean I get it's a family coaster, but I
Yeah.
was expecting a little more pops of airtime, especially coming off some of those launches. It's fine, and I'm not trying to be that person that's like, oh, I think everything is shaky. No, like it's not rough. It's just for a brand new ride. Why?
Yeah.
in 2
You
years
know?
that ride is going to be like a 30-year-old B&M
Yeah,
from like 1990. Like it's so sad. It's so crazy. Sorry. That was really intense and aggressive, but it's just like it just opened 3 months ago. Why is it rattling like that?
and especially riding Mako, which has been open for 8 years now, being glass smooth still, despite how many cycles that thing has had. for a Florida roller coaster. I mean, Mako's probably ran more than some hypers that opened 10 years before it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
like
still smooth.
and still so smooth. And then you get on Penguin Track, and it's brand new and has a nice little rattle.
Yeah, we happen to ride Penguin Trek during pass holder previews. I don't live in Florida, and I've been on the last 3 coasters at SeaWorld during pass holder previews. I don't know how that works. Yeah, even then, it was not the smoothest.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know what's
crazy to
going
me
on.
that these brand new coasters are opening like that. And like I'm not I know people like I've been accused of being snobby and things like that, but it's not I don't mean it in that way. Like it's still fun and I enjoy it, but it's like the longevity of the coaster. Like I can't imagine it's going to be good 10 years from now. Like we're not going to look back at it the way we do Talon at Dorney Park
There it is.
and
Listen,
Mako.
Alan is what,
Yes.
23 years old now, and that's still
Yeah,
super smooth.
that
So
thing is beautiful. Talon would never imagine running like this in its first 3
no,
months. Never.
never. I'll give Talon credit. Hey, we made it 11 minutes before a Talon mission. That's a new
that
record.
was
It's a new
that was
record.
really impressive.
Well done.
You're welcome, guys.
It was better
And
than
I
30
actually had a
seconds.
good point. I wasn't just being
Yeah,
stupid.
no, it was valid. It was valid.
It's a very valid point.
So yes, that unless something crazy happens, that should be my last new credit of the year. We're clocking in at 532. I know that won't be the same for you two.
Hmm.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm doing a small trip this weekend. We're going down to Atlanta, going to Fun Spot, so I'll get some more rides on Airy Force, and then I'm actually skipping out for the most part on Six Flags to go have lunch with my dad
Oh,
while I'm in town.
Aw.
'Cause I haven't seen
very
him in like a
nice.
year, and
Oh, that'll
then
be nice.
2 weeks until I'm in Europe. No,
Well, 2 weeks
So-
until I get to hate you guys. Yay.
well, I'm 3 weeks, so I'm gonna hate
There you go.
Allison for a week too.
So about a month from now, I can't wait to hear all about your fun times in Germany.
we'll have to like kick you off the episode so we can talk about Europa.
I'll just be on mute the whole time. Yeah, that's true. They're a thing. We'll figure it out.
Europa Park at Christmas.
I'm very excited.
Anyway, so I get a text from Allison right before we started. Let me read it verbatim.
Oh, no.
Where are we at here? I don't expect tonight to be a super long episode. That's the famous words for this is probably going to be a long episode. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be the 2 hours, but
Yeah, we're doing our first deep dive episode today with just the 3 of us, so we'll see.
that's
I'm
true.
excited.
Yeah, and on one of
It'll
my
be different.
favorite subjects.
Mhm.
Oh, but let's not forget about this time. Before we get to that topic, I asked a trivia question at the end of the episode last time. I apologize. It was very wordy. I will be honest. I made it up on the spot. So if that confused some of you, I do apologize. But I asked. We had the lovely Gary on, who was incredible. Shout out Gary.
Love you, Gary.
I themed it to his home state of Washington and said that there was a type of coaster from a certain manufacturer that there is only 2 left of. One is in Washington. The other is in Europe. I was talking about wooden coasters by S&S, which Timberhawk Ride of Prey is at Wild Waves in Washington. There's also Hellcat in New Jersey, but it's been SB&O for a year now. The ride that I was thinking of, and the correct answer was Falcon at Farup Summerland in Denmark. And I believe only one person got it. And that would be our amazing friend Marty from New Zealand.
Yay, Marty.
Yay, Marty.
That's impressive, Marty.
I think it's funny that the Alex was the first one to get a question right, and we handed it to him in person. And now our second correct answer is in New Zealand.
Sorry, now I get to ship a sticker to New
Talk
Zealand.
about extremes.
Listen, spreading the good word of Inverted Creative Podcast all around the world.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
By the way, I thought we already have people like buying our shirts.
Yeah.
Like Kevin got one. You're the man. Our friend Nick's his name, right? I know he's Lom 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 Lom.
Lom, 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 lom. Yeah, Nick.
I think
You
I
guys
saw
are
another
incredible.
one today,
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah, I think I saw something about another one today or
What?
yesterday.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
thanks, guys. We really, really appreciate the support and love you all.
Insane. Insane. And again, thank you for I know we're starting just every 2 weeks now. So thank you for any patience that you've given us so far. We appreciate it.
I feel like that'll change in the future,
I
but
think so too. Yeah.
I'm already antsy. Like after
I
recording, I'm like,
know. I
I want to
know.
record the next one. I have to wait
Very
2
true.
weeks.
Anyway, Allison,
Um,
do you want to get into today's topic?
Yeah. So today we're kind of going to be talking about, well, not kind of, we are going to be talking about music at theme parks and roller coasters and kind of the impact that it has on our experiences and a lot of maybe the general public's experiences as well. Um, so because I'm a giant nerd, I actually did some research and start off with some psychology about the impact of music on memories and why music can be such an impactful thing on our experiences. Um, One of them says, music can take you back in time as well as act like a jolt of electricity that can fire up your brain and get it going. We all have the familiar experience of going back to our hometown, visiting our high school, and feeling the memories come flooding back. Music can do the same thing. It provides an auditory and emotional setting that allows us to retrieve all those memories. And then music triggered more frequent autobiographical memories, a greater proportion of involuntary memories, and memories rated as more personally important. Like, I know me personally, like, I have songs that I listened to heavily in like ninth grade. And anytime, even now, if I listen to it, I'm immediately right back in ninth grade. Like all those memories of high
Hmm.
school of listening to that music on the bus with my Walkman CD player.
Oh yeah. So I think, like, I mean,
Crazy.
sorry, Jen, you're the baby of us, but at least with Allison and I, like, I think it's crazy that the 2000s decade, like, that's and like thinking like the music of that decade, that started when we were in middle school and it ended when we were like graduating college. Like that was such like a huge chunk of like significant years of our lives. There
Yeah.
really wasn't that long of a period now that we're in our 30s. But
Oh.
like, yeah, I know. But like, I hear like songs from the early 2000s, like, oh, I remember when I was in eighth grade, it was in ninth grade, and then mid 2000s, like, yep, that was senior year of high school, and then consequently later in the decade, damn, that was in college, and it's so true. Like, you hear a single song and you like can think of the year, what you
Hmm.
were doing, who were you with, and it could have been 20 years ago. But it's crazy how like it just has that power.
Yeah, ninth grade was 20 years ago for me, which hurts my head.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
man.
that's wild.
And I still listen to like a lot of the same music. Like 2000s pop punk is my jam.
Hmm.
I still listen to it religiously. And a lot of it is just because it reminds me of that time of life.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I like to say as millennials, we are blessed with like just great music coming out at
Oh, yeah.
like certain times of our lives. Like, who doesn't like 2000s alternative rock? Like
Hmm.
that was high school. How awesome was that?
Yeah, that is a great genre.
Sorry, Jen. I know you might have had a little bit of a different experience, but I know you.
No, I listen to a lot of that same music. Like when
Yeah,
I pull up and I listen to a lot of that same music. I know it wasn't like a lot of it wasn't coming out at the same time, but still it was a major part of my like middle school and high school development as well. So,
I mean, we're both fans of Taylor Swift. I feel like she was like huge when you were in like middle school and high school, right?
yeah, she was definitely huge when I was in middle school and high school, which the same exact thing, like a lot of that is a lot of that brings me back to when I was younger, when I was learning to play a guitar for the first time. Because I don't know how many of our listeners are that musically inclined. But if you go back to original Taylor Swift, she was self taught on a guitar, like, and she was not very good at a guitar. She learned that like very later. So almost all of her music was a lot of the same chord progressions and a lot of the same, like, she didn't know how to do bar chords, which is great because I didn't know how to do bar chords either. um and so like a lot of that brings me back to memories of learning to play a new instrument for the first time. Same thing with piano, like she was self-taught for piano. So at least at the time, obviously she is now Taylor Swift. um but a lot of those same things, like I remember some of the first things that I learned on most of my instruments were Taylor Swift.
I forgot what did you play or how do you play?
A lot of everything, but my main
Okay.
instruments are bari, sax, and French horn.
Very nice. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did
Yeah.
you ever play instruments, Allison? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I played the flute for 1 year in middle school.
Okay.
I am not musically inclined.
That is one more year than I have ever spent
Yeah.
time
I
with on an instrument.
I have spent a little bit of time on Duolingo on their music course trying to learn how to read music, and I'm very bad at it.
Yeah. The closest I've ever got to playing an instrument was I had this like little tiny piano that had like eight keys when I was like 4. But I learned how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I still to this day I know how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano.
I'm so proud.
Perfect.
That is one like if I have to choose something that like I might want to learn still in my life is to play piano.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say though, I play a lot of instruments, and piano is by far the hardest one for me.
Oh, great.
I and it's not for everyone, but like I have a really hard time um like using both of my hands as intricately as a piano like requires you to.
hmm
So I played enough to like pass classes in it. Like I took a couple piano classes, mostly because I had to. But that was like the hardest instrument for me. I'm terrible at piano. Like I could play a couple chords and play a couple things, and that's like it.
Interesting. Well,
It's a terrible one for me.
I feel like I'm still not the best typer. I'm still very much a two finger kind of person, so I don't know if that would screw me for playing the piano too.
I'm curious how that would be for me because I'm a very fast typer.
Hmm?
Because
There you go.
I'm a writer on the side,
That's true.
and I've been told I should play guitar or piano because I have very long fingers. So
Hmm?
Yeah, because
I
long
would probably have an
fingers.
easier time with that, but coordination is not my strong suit.
Yeah, the coordination is what gets me. Like coordinating my right and my left hand together with my feet is like it's too much going on in my head um to try and do it all at one time.
Like I'm
So
too ADD for this.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. I can't figure this out. Um, but yeah,
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a theme park podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
clearly, music is a massive, massive part of not just the rides at theme parks, but just the whole atmosphere in general. I know for me personally, theme is a huge part
Mm-hmm.
of me liking a roller coaster, or at least when it comes to like my rankings. If you have a theme, it's instantly going to shoot up in my rankings. If it has music and it really helps improve the ride experience, sign me up any day, even if it's not necessarily as good of a ride as say like a Millennium Force or something. Well, actually, we'll get to that. That actually has some music too. Iron Gwazi, all right. A ride with absolutely no
yeah,
music. um, you know, obviously the roller coaster itself's great, but yeah, it's some theme and music. Ah, baby, just love it, love it, love it.
Yeah,
yeah.
like I love telling the story about how. So I went to, my every single episode I have to mention Fantasyland. I went to Fantasyland the first time in 2022, and then sometime like second half of 2023, they released the Klugheim and Rookberg soundtracks on Spotify, and I listened to all those again. And oh my god, I had Klugheim on repeat so much, and just bringing back all the memories of my first time loving Klugheim, being obsessed with that land. And then we ended up booking a trip back to Phantasialand almost solely because of that Klugheim soundtrack and how much it brought back those memories and how much I wanted to get back to the park. So much so that my top artist on my Spotify Wrapped in 2023 was Phantasialand.
Dang,
I
that's some
was
dedication.
obsessively listening to it, and I still listen to it probably at least every week, and I want to go back again.
I'm sure whenever I go, I'll probably feel the same. I think we're all in agreement. Europe does music, at least soundtracks, a lot better than the states.
Oh yes, and a big cause of that, IMAscore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, we can't do a music episode without talking about IMAscore and just how prevalent they've become in the industry. I put together a list of a lot of the things that they are involved in, mostly Europe. So go through the list of coasters or major coasters. There's more than I have listed here, but some that y'all got to experience recently. Carnan, Nessie, Flug der Dämonen, and Colossus. Of course, all over Fantasyland, Chiapas. You know, I meant to write Terran. I
I
wrote
was gonna say,
Talon.
why is Talon on this list?
I'm so
Has
excited. I
Jen
was
thrown it
waiting
to
for
you?
this.
What happened?
Anxiously waiting for me to get to that. I meant to write Terran. My
Speaking of rides with no music,
What is Terran? We only have Talon at Dorney Park. Talon at
Terran.
Dorney Park at Fantasia
oh
Land.
my god,
Talon at Fantasyland.
no, they got the better invert there.
True story.
No.
Anyway, Mystery Castle, Terran, Rake, and the whole Klugheim area, Fly in Rookburg, Bluefire, hopping over to Alton Towers. We got Smiler, Wickerman, Nemesis Reborn. Another typo on here. I put Phoenix at Overland. Toverland.
So over Toverland.
I'm Tover it. Helix and Tyga. The lovely Wilda Hilda, which will get in your head if you listen to that. And Gotham City Escape. And then there are 2 in the United States. And I am happy that they are at my home park. Mystic Timbers and Orion areas were both done by IMAscore.
Yeah, so all those amazing roller coasters that you just said, they're all great. I've only been on 4 of them, the ones at Hansa and Haida. Let's talk Wildahill though. Like objectively, that's probably like the most tame of all those roller coasters. If you haven't heard that soundtrack, like Allison just said, it will be in your head for at least a week. It is such a bop. It is so. You've heard it, Jen, right?
I don't know if I have.
Oh,
Okay, no, you have, because we were in the Great Adventure parking lot tailgating, and I was playing it on
Oh
my
my god,
phone
is that
loudly
the
as you
one with
walked
the
up.
chickens?
it's the chickens. Yes.
Oh, I do absolutely know it then. I
So
was
good.
actually going to ask, like, when we were done, who does the chicken song?
Yeah, the Wildahill.
Okay, I did not realize that's what that
Schwaben
was.
Park.
Oh my gosh, iconic. I love it.
It's genius. It's just so genius. And I will say, Mystic Timbers. Part of the reason I love that ride so much is like the mood that you get set in the queue and at the station.
God, I love Mystic
So
Timbers.
good. Oh, so good.
Mystic Timbers is so good.
And then, in addition to some of their coaster stuff, they've also done video game music for like Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy, Call of Duty, and then a lot of big name movies they've done stuff for: How to Train Your Dragon, Last Jedi, Infinity War, Incredibles 2, Maze Runner, and Jurassic World.
Oh my goodness.
And I think they're tapped to work on Epic Universe, if I recall right.
That's incredible.
Don't quote me on that,
No,
but I think
Epic.
you're right. And I actually did not know that about their movies. Damn. And they have like a pretty small like staff and office too. It's like it's not that many people that work there, and they just do so many amazing things. We've got to meet a few of them, and they're awesome guys. That's crazy. I had no idea about the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
I think a
neither.
lot of it they do, like, I think it's more trailers and like
Okay.
TV spot kind of things, but still.
Yeah, still being able to work on projects as big as The Last Jedi and Jurassic World, like How to Train Your Dragon, like those are huge projects.
Yeah, and it absolutely makes sense that if they're doing Epic Universe. They've already done a lot of those lands.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, at least speaking from the Hansa Park perspective, is then definitely Karnan, like that like cue with the music, it just makes that ride.
Yeah.
It's high in my rankings. If it had no theme, it probably wouldn't have ranked as high. I'll just be completely honest.
Yeah, no, that is like one of the few rides, like I went in with no spoiler, but the music, the theming, like the music really gave it this like dark feel to a point where like by the time I was getting on the coaster, I was like, I'm terrified. Like I think I'm going to die. Like
Literally.
it added a whole new, like I haven't felt fear getting on a coaster in years and years and years. And that was like the first one I really got on that I was like, I am scared right now. And I think that is heavily due to the soundtrack.
Hmm. I think like why I appreciate not just music but theme in general is like I've said it before. The whole reason for going to theme parks, amusement parks, riding roller coasters is, or any hobby, it's an escape from the stresses of the world, of the real world. You don't have to think about work. You don't have to think about chores, bills. You're just there to have fun. It's an escape. So
Mhm.
once you're there at the park, that's like already a level of escape. But then you add a theme, you add music. It's like an even secondary escape. It's like another element. Now you're in like in a different world within the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you are just really not worrying about work and home life at all. It just puts you in like such an ideal mood where all you can think about is the experience you're about to have.
Yeah, music like can truly set the tone for immersion too. Like you can have all the theming you want. Like you can have like a big castle theme or something that you're going through the queue. But once you add like the time appropriate music and again like something like Carden where it just feels very dark and foreboding, that adds so much to the experience and like for hyping guests up for the rides too.
You know, I mean, to each their own. I never really understood like, oh, theme doesn't matter. And I get people. Some people are just like, I just care about the roller coaster, and if there's theme or not, whatever. I couldn't imagine a world where there was no theme. Maybe that's because
Mhm.
again, I grew up at Disney and Universal, and I was more of a Disney Universal fan before roller coasters. So that's why it's like if you add that theme plus you're scaring the crap out of me in a ride, like sign me up.
Yeah. I even talk about it for Medusa, a Six Flags Great Adventure. So it was originally Medusa, then it became Bizarro, then back to Medusa. And the experience with it being Bizarro when it had on ride audio was so significantly better. And it's the exact same ride. They just changed. Even at this point, they didn't even change the theming. They really just changed the colors. They left all of the theming aspects in. They just changed the colors and removed the onboard audio. And it is a completely different experience. Like I can't even understand how anyone can compare Bizarro to Medusa because the onboard audio just made it that much better.
No, totally get that. Now, I think like before we get into like some of our favorite rides with soundtracks, Allison, did you want to talk about just this podcast in specific?
Yeah, for sure. I spent so long trying to figure out a good theme song for this podcast. I went through a few different iterations. I think that I sent y'all as well, kind of my ideas, and just nothing felt right until I found our current music. And kind of going back to my roots of the pop punk vibes, and just starting it with really like a positive vibe, really kind of amp you up, get you going before you listen to this podcast that where we try to be a very positive experience. I don't know. I lost the train of thought right there, but
Positive show, positive,
yeah,
yeah, whatever, that works.
positive, just positive content in general.
Positive
And like,
content, I like that. There we go.
I feel like I had another one that I was really looking at, and I almost used it, but it felt too professional in a way. Not that we're not professional, but like it just didn't feel like us.
We're trying to be professional on it.
But
Tell you,
like
after
it
this
just,
week, we really have to hold it in. I'm just being honest.
um, but yeah, it didn't feel like our vibe, and so I wanted to make sure I had something that like matched our vibe, and just really engaged listeners into what they were about to get themselves into with our podcast.
I
I don't know.
agree.
I'm
Yeah,
really
no,
happy with it.
it's a good fit. I'm definitely a fan of it.
We listen to it literally every time before we start recording to kind of get ourselves in the zone. So we have to like it.
Good point.
We're all dancing on video a little bit every time I play it. Yeah, so even for, podcasts, like just that little bit of music can change how people kind of perceive what you're putting out into the world.
And thankfully, some of our favorite rides also have some banging music.
Mhm.
Yeah, we love some good audio.
God, and there's just so many good examples of it. Like I know one of the ones that I have on here, Time Traveler. And if
You
you've been on
stole
Time
that one for
Traveler,
me.
you
You
know.
you stole that one from me. I had it in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about time travel, and then I
Well,
go to our notes, and she's like, time travel. I'm like, damn it,
okay, well,
Allison.
you know what? That just shows how good it is, though, that,
Good
like, we
point.
can
That's a
talk
good
about it.
point.
And just, like, I don't mind waiting in that queue because I love hearing
No,
all the, like, the bluegrass covers or whatever they are.
it's so
I
good. You're
just
gonna
love
love it, Jen. Like, I
oh,
hope
you
you get
haven't
to
been on
Silver
it
Dollar
yet.
City soon.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you
I've
haven't been on
never
it. Um,
yeah. That's like
I
number one, Jen. If of parks you haven't been to, really.
I know that's like my number one US park I have to get to. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I have to get to it.
Yeah, I think even in my videos last year, Megan and I said like, oh, the wait's an hour. That's fine. Because if you don't know, it has all these like bluegrassy covers of popular songs that all relate to time in some way. So they have Time After Time, Clocks by Coldplay, um,
is
um,
Freebird on there?
Freebird's on it because I think it's relating to like the rush of a roller
Freebird.
coaster.
Yeah.
There's another good one. Why can't I think of it? I gotta look it up. You guys talk.
I was about to look it up.
Um,
Also,
go
Kings
for it.
Island does something similar. They have that one section of the park kinda near, like, Beast and Diamondback where they play a bunch of bluegrass covers.
That's true. They do.
Yeah.
Not as good as the, Time Traveler ones, 'cause that Time Traveler is just full of the Easter eggs of the time, and then they also have, like, the sound effects of the clocks going the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. So they got Time by Pink Floyd, Free Falling. That's funny because
Maybe
of
that's
their
what I was
drop.
thinking of.
Yeah. If I could turn back time, that's the only one I like.
Yeah. It's so fun just, like, listening to the songs and being like, "Oh, that's what that song is. Oh, that's why they have that."
Yep. Yeah, I think it was like it took to the second ride for me to be like, wait, these all have some reference to time. Oh crap, that's awesome.
It's so clever.
And then
That's cool.
trying to think of other like sound. It's hard. I mean, I here's the thing. I'm gonna mention this so many times. I grew up at Disney. Disney is like the kings of music and soundtracks.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Big Thunder Mountain. I've said that's my very first coaster. It's forever a zero coaster. I had this CD-ROM
Oh god.
way back in the late '90s. It was called the Walt Disney World Explorer. It was the greatest game ever. That came out in like 1997. It was didn't have Animal Kingdom on it. That's how old it was. And every time you clicked on a ride, the music it was like kind of like an encyclopedia for Disney World. The music would play of that ride every time you clicked on that ride. So I like It's a Small World. I know some people are
Hmm.
irritated by it. I still love it. Brings me back to being a kid.
I like it in small doses.
Fair small doses, haha.
No, well, pun not
And
intended.
I meant like Haunted Mansion, Grim Grinning Ghosts. I'm like,
Oh,
hello,
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. What's that without yo ho yo ho? And honestly, I think a big reason why, obviously, there's the fair, valid reasons for the removal of Splash Mountain. I think a lot of the reason a lot of people were so bummed was the music was so good for Splash Mountain.
Yeah, that
How do you
the music
do the
on that
laughing play,
ride.
zippity doo dah? I mean,
The music on that ride was like it just and a lot of us like this exactly what everyone's arguments were. Like a lot of people did not know the history of that ride. Like
mhm.
we haven't been in a world where we were really exposed to the history of that ride since it was never released for a lot of us. Um, but those songs like never failed to make me laugh not knowing the history. Like they were just so fun and good.
Yeah,
Um,
I actually rode Tiana's for the first time this past week, and I did like the ride. It was very beautiful in there, but just knowing when certain songs are supposed to hit and they're not there, it's like, where's zippity doo dah when I see the boat after the drop?
yeah. Um The other one that I think of, and I know it's a newer one, but, all of the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy,
Mhm.
both, like, the songs selected, the soundtracks itself, like, that is a perfect like, same thing, I'm chilling in that queue all day, like, the sounds, the theming, everything, but, like, just the soundtrack itself, I think it might have been done by Tyler Bates as well, I'm not 100% sure, but, absolutely incredible, like, it's just such a good vibe in there.
Yeah, sorry, Allison. I know
So
Allison is
that's
not
one that y'all
done
have
yet.
over me.
Yes, her own fault. It's been open for almost 3 years.
Listen.
Yeah, I mean, without the music, Guardians it's a fun coaster. The
Yeah.
music, maybe more than any other roller coaster in the world, makes that ride, and just the mystery of what song are you gonna get. Like that,
Yeah.
the whole intrigue of like riding over and over again. It's like, oh, I still need one more song. Personally, I've been on 12 times.
Oh my gosh, and I tell this story all the time. So I was lucky enough. So when Guardians opened, I lived in Orlando. So I was very lucky. I got plenty of opportunity to ride it. I've probably ridden it over 100 times.
Nice.
Um I rode it every single day. But my first time I ever rode it, I did go to a D23 event. And at that D23 event, we were able to ride it as many times as we wanted for like 3 hours, 4 hours. Um, and all I wanted was September. I'm like, that's the only song that I want. Like, oh my gosh, I want September. I rode the first time and I got like Disco Inferno. Then I got Conga. Then I got Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Then I got what the hell is the
One way or another.
One Way or Another, and then I got Iran
Ah,
13 times. So I got it. It got to the point where I was every time I got on, I would be like, if I get Iran one more time, I'm yeeting myself from this ride. And everyone around us was like, Jen has the Iran curse. Like she's gotten it literally 13 times.
oh my
And I
god.
got all 5 songs and was just stuck on Iran. And I'm like, this is torture. All I wanted was the 6th song I need. Like, I was like, I would have been happy riding with September and leaving. And I literally, it took me like 3 weeks to get a different song than Iran.
Well,
It
that's
was
funny.
insane. It was insane.
I have to shout out the so if you fan of Coaster Studios, they have a Patreon, which is incredible community that they've set up there. And some of their highest tiered members, we all get together. That's the reason I was actually in Orlando last week. We all got together to have a day at Epcot. It was so much fun. Like we had an absolutely perfect day. We rode Guardians in the morning. I got to shout out our friend Barbara. She's from the Czech Republic. She was in Orlando for the very first time with her husband. She got, like you, 5 different songs in a row. And we're like, what are the odds of this? Like, that's almost impossible. And she, ironically, also needed September.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
and I was getting mad because I've been riding it for 2 years, like 10 rides at that point, and I had only gotten 4. And I'm like, how are you already above me in songs? This isn't fair. So we were hoping that I got one of my 5th songs on our morning ride, so we'd both be at like 5 each, and then we were gonna ride again that night in a lightning lane and have the drama go who's gonna complete it potentially.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we both got Conga, which we both had already.
Oh,
But then after some, there's a place called World Showcase that sells some beverages that we may have had a few at some countries, and then we went back to Guardians, which I gotta say, there's a roller coaster that's more fun with a little bit in you. It's Guardians. It's a good time.
it's a good time.
I got Everyone Wants to Rule the World, which was my 5th song. So, and instantly that like made the ride so much better. It's like new music, and I'm just like fist
Yeah.
pumping like the whole ride. Like
Yeah,
that
when I
ride.
finally got September, it was like,
Oh yeah.
especially after getting Iran so many times in a row, when I finally got September, it was like the biggest celebration ever.
When I got off the ride, I'm just like holding one finger in the air. I'm like, one more, guys. I just need one way or another.
Ah, yeah,
That ride's
that
magical.
yeah, you can't talk about music on a ride without talking about that ride. It's just
No,
absolutely incredible in every single way. The score, the song selections, all of it. So,
even just the sound effects, like when you're right before you jump back, like the Guardian soundtrack. It's
yeah, so good.
one day you got to get there, Alice. You got to get there.
I will.
We'll
And I
get her
have
there
very
one day.
silly reasons. I really want Everybody Wants to Rule the World
That's a
whenever I
good
ride.
one.
But it's because I'm obsessed with Sky High, and that's on the Sky High soundtrack. So anytime I hear that song, I'm
Uh,
immediately in the opening credits of that movie.
Yeah. Which
explains a
is
lot.
exactly what we were talking about earlier in
Mhm.
the episode. It brings you right back to a memory, like, uh, it reminds so September was one of my favorites for a similar thing, like, my my brother's, like, very goofy and he jokes all of the time, and that's just, like, always that's who he is. He's the comic in our family, and he loves that song, and he has this shirt that says September 21st on it based off of that song, and he will wear it every day leading up to September 21st, but, like, will not wear it on September 21st, and he'll, like, every time he wears it, he sings the song and he whatever, but his sense of humor is like, "No, the shirt's stupid if you wear it on the 21st of September," and all it says is September 21st, and it's just, like, such a goofy, like, sense of humor thing, but it reminds me of that, like, every single time, and it just makes me laugh.
Love that.
So, yeah, like, all of those songs can just transform. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
Allison, we've been talking about things that we Jen and I have done. You have something over us, that a park that apparently has a very catchy theme song.
Like, I don't think about it. I have a couple things on this list above y'all. But yes, one of
Yeah.
them, Energylandia. And
Mm.
their love of playing their own theme music in their entry plaza that gets stuck in your head. And when you're in Poland for 3 days and you spend 2 of those days singing those theme songs, although they do another song over by like Hyperion. I think it's mostly kind of near the Hyperion
Okay.
Plaza, and I love that song a lot more. And I will belt that in the car. It's so much fun.
I only know about the Energylandia song from Tom and Kelly's wedding. Shout out.
Did they play that there? I forgot
No,
about
they
that.
definitely played it. Yeah.
That is so
I'm not
funny.
surprised.
Shit, it's almost their anniversary actually coming up.
It
Holy crap.
is, yeah. Um, and then another one that I have to talk about that hopefully y'all can talk about at some point, Ride to Happiness and their onboard audio. So for those that don't know, Ride to Happiness and Plopsaland are at the location of the Tomorrowland, I think it's an EDM festival,
Hmm.
like literally right outside the park, I believe. Um, or there's some connection to it. I'm also thinking of Wallbeat Holland also has a EDM festival outside of it. Maybe it's the same one. I don't know. Michael fact check me on this. But there's an EDM soundtrack on Ride to Happiness with the onboard audio, not just like in the area, and it adds so much. It's timed with the ride where like the music builds as you launch, and dies down when you hit the brakes, and it's a bop. It's so good. Like we will rock out to that in the car. Like it.
That is definitely on the wish list for next summer.
Oh, it's so
Oh my
good.
god,
I
I
need
want that
another
one
ride
so
on it. We rode it on a very cold, very windy day, and I know it can ride a lot better than it did.
I
I mean, I
need
still ranked
I
it at like I think I have it at like 9 or something like that, but it can be higher. I
Ooh,
know it
hot
can.
take.
I need it.
Like I
I
know
Sir,
we're
I know Sarah's love for that coaster, and I know it can
oh
be
yes,
a
I
better
know.
ride than I am on it.
I I might just, like, die when I finally ride that coaster.
So
I'm
Jen, I
still,
saw you typing a ride that you want to talk
I
about.
did. I typed another one, and Allison will get to experience it soon,
yes.
hopefully Bryant one day, but Euromir at Europa Park has, like, the best soundtrack, like, it's such a vibe, and it has, it's not really a spoiler, but it, like, mock spiral lift hills, which take, like have either of you ever done one before?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, you're on them for, like, 6 years. It's the longest lift hill you'll ever do in your life. Like, it literally feels like it's triple the length of the ride. However, the soundtrack is playing the whole entire time. Like, I had the absolute best time. I did not even process how long. Finally, we were on that lift hill for, like, a very extended period of time, and I turned to Taylor and I'm like, how long is this? Like, how long until we get to the top? Like, we've been on this for like a year, but I'm like jamming and like EDM, like fist bumping. Like, I was having the best time on that ride just because of the soundtrack. They would have been awful with no soundtrack, but I treated it like a party the whole entire time. And I'm like, that without a soundtrack, that would have been nothing. And also, the soundtrack is just really good.
I can't wait for it.
I'm excited. I'm just excited for Fantasialand and Europa.
And Europa Park. Ah.
And Energylandia, maybe. That's
Yeah.
the goal. Literally, and Ride to Happiness. Those are like the big four. So literally every single one we've mentioned for having good soundtracks. So
I'm sensing a trend here.
Wait, I got another one.
uh-oh.
I got another one. Oh god, this one is a spoiler for you, Allison. So sorry if you want to cover your ears, but
I've already spoiled myself for most things.
Arthur
I knew you were
at
gonna say that
Europa
one.
Park. Oh my goodness. So one, the soundtrack for it is so good. Like all of it. Like what they made for the ride. But also, they play the explicit version of Still Dre. When I tell
Okay.
you that my jaw was on the ground,
That
was
was
like,
unexpected.
so now every time I hear the song Still Dre, all I can think about is this inverted power coaster at Europa Park, and
Isn't it like a family coaster too?
it's a family coaster, and they play. I was like, they did not say this word. Not only do they say, if you know the explicit version of Still Dre, then you know what word they say, and not only do they say it once, but they say it twice.
Man.
In the same 20 seconds. I'm like, what is going on here? So now it's like a core memory for me. Like, it's like a core memory because when I tell you the shock that I had, I'm like, this is a children's ride. Why are they playing this right now? And now it comes on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Europa Park. Like this roller coaster.
Europe don't care.
Yeah, I was like, this roller coaster just got so much better for the pure fact that they chose that song and the explicit version of it. I'm like, what is happening? All right, sorry, I got really excited about that
You
one
got me a
because
lot more excited for Arthur now, to be honest.
when I tell you my jaw was on the floor, like my two friends were next to me and one of them was just watching me and waiting for me to notice, and like my jaw dropped and she was like, "Did you hear it?" And I was like, "Yes, I heard it." Like,
well, I'm hyped even more now because of that.
It's so good.
Real quick, I think I also have to shout out Rock and Roller Coaster. I feel like they invented the the mystery of a song on a roller coaster. Although I will say, I love Aerosmith. I will say I didn't realize how, I don't know if it's just getting old, like how low they play the song versus like Guardians. Like you can barely hear them Steven Tyler anymore.
Yeah.
I guess we have to shout out Rip Ride Rocket. No, all right, we can.
I'm just disappointed that they took all the
Yeah,
choices
they
off
used to have
there.
"Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence. Like that was my go-to.
I did that one every time.
Yeah, it was so good.
Oh, I was a big Motley Crue fan on that one, guys. Motley Crue gave you the best
I think
experience.
I did a "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit too, because remind me of the Undertaker. Where are my wrestling fans at?
I know, like there was the hidden track list too, but I never got that to work.
Neither did I. No idea.
So I think I can't remember if Motley Crue was on the hidden soundtrack or not. I never rode that ride because it was so bad. But
well, we might not. Speaking of ride closings, there's rumors about that thing.
Well, good riddance. Yeah.
I got to shout out what the ride that should have been at Universal, Hollywood Dream, the ride at Universal Studios Japan. That you also can choose music there. This actually brings up a funny story.
I remember you talking about that. In your
yeah. No, it's only like 5 choices. They have like "Happy" by Pharrell, they got "Bad" by Michael Jackson, and then 3 Japanese songs, or so we thought. So our last ride on Hollywood, we asked the employee, "What song would you pick?" And she's like, "Oh, number 3. It's great. It's my favorite." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll all pick it." It was just like dialogue from like an anime. It wasn't even music.
That could still be cool though.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, never mind.
Taylor and I were very upset. We're like, this isn't even music. Like, it was our last ride at night, and we're just like listening to like a show on this roller coaster. So we have I think our next point is has music ever taken away from an experience at a park? Good lead into that question.
Yeah, I was gonna say I posed this question here, but like I genuinely can't think of an experience where it took or a time.
I have an answer.
Oh, okay.
I like just parks that play top 40 music.
That's true.
Six Flags, like It's fine. Like, I understand, like, not every park and ride can have their own soundtrack, but I talk about like that, the whole idea of an escape. If I hear songs, I might like the songs, but if I'm waiting in line, it's the same thing as me driving to work. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything necessarily different, except hearing the same old songs like over and over again. Like,
Yeah,
do I need to hear Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter again? Really?
listen, when I'm walking through Six Flags and Love Story comes on, that's it.
No, oh, that's great. Oh, I love Love Story.
Leaving the park. I'm done. It ruined my day.
For those who didn't know, obviously Jen, massive Taylor Swift fan as I am. She hates Love Story with a passion.
Yeah, Love Story
Really?
is the worst Taylor Swift song. It's so bad. I can't stand it.
That's the song
Literally,
that got me listening to Taylor Swift initially in college.
well, it's a great way to get you into it, but then it got so overplayed and it's like it doesn't deserve that. Like it doesn't. There's so many better songs. Like how can Long Live exist and
I
Love
mean,
Story is more popular? Like
valid. That's valid. So
how can Enchanted exist?
this is a massive tangent, Jen. I do want to tell our story from the Eras tour. So
Which one?
we knew how much Jen hated Love Story, and we had floor seats right next to like the backstage or the furthest, like the if you've seen the Eras tour stage, it's huge. Essentially, there's three parts. It's the part that's furthest from the main stage. That's where we were. And Love Story is one of the few songs she plays on that stage. So she's like right there in front of us, of course, for Love Story. So I came up with this idea because if you don't know the song Love Story, there's a part where she goes, "Marry me, Juliet." Uh, and it's actually a thing where couples propose during that line. So I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if either me or just all of us proposed to Jen and somehow she saw it and like pointed it out?
I
And
know. I said
Jen
something at Europa
turned
Park,
it
I
down.
think.
Jen turned it down.
Yeah. I think someone said something to me that like not even hinted at it, but I think she was just like, I can't wait for Love Story at the Eras Tour. And I was like, if you propose to me, I'm going to punch you.
And ironically, like Germans are very tall, so our view wasn't always the best for that show. Uh, that was by far our best view of Taylor Swift the whole night was when she was playing Love Story.
The worst
Sorry,
song.
Jen, we love you, but
Yeah, sorry to go on this rant, guys, but Love Story at a theme park really does ruin my day.
there you go.
Love Story anywhere really does ruin my day. When I make it more than 3 seconds into that song when I'm playing Taylor Swift, I'm very upset.
All right, I have a new theme song for the podcast. It's called Love
Not
Story
Love
by
Story.
Taylor Swift.
No.
Let's go.
No.
April Fool's Day, that'll be the lead in.
I know I'll be like listening to it and I'll be like, what the heck?
We were first.
No, please no. All right, guys. They are now looking for a third host.
She lasted 3
I'm
episodes.
retiring.
I'm trying to think of any of them besides like just top 40. Probably not. It's like it's always a bonus to have songs on a
I
ride.
will say, like, rides where you're supposed to have on-ride audio and it's not working
Oh, that's not
can be a
fun.
detriment.
Yeah.
Like,
Like when I loved my ride on X2 with you
mhm.
and everybody, there's no music working on it though.
Oh. I mean, I went on it, years ago, and I was able to get the audio for it. And when you have it, it makes such a difference. Granted, most of it's on the lift hill, but
Well, that's the most intimidating part of the ride.
well, yeah. But like they line it up with as you crest over the top of the hill into the drop, or it says going down, it adds a lot to the ride. So to
Oh,
not have
that's cool.
that was a bummer when we went.
Yeah. I don't believe the fire effects were working either.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But we had
Yeah.
we had ERT though, so that
That
helps.
is true. That definitely helped. Yeah, I don't think.
Didn't Full
Yeah.
Throttle have some kind of music on it too? Like Ozzy or something at some point?
Oh, I know Katy Perry filmed a music video on Full
Yeah.
Throttle.
Yeah, I do know about that. No, I feel like there was something with like the backwards. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Trying to
Yeah,
think
I
of
can't
if there's
think of
any crappy
many.
Disney rides that I didn't care for the soundtrack.
I will say, and this, sorry to circle it back to Guardians, and this might destroy
No,
you,
anytime
Allison.
we can talk Guardians, talk it.
It is growing on me. It is, but for the longest time, getting Everybody Wants to Rule the World would ruin that ride for me.
Really?
Um,
Hmm.
yes. Because I feel like the music, it's not the music itself. I love the song. It's the tempo of the music. So for the longest time, I felt like the tempo, like because that song was a little bit slower, it made the ride feel a little more boring and less thrilling. Um, and I did get to a point, like, I think now that I don't ride it as much, I really have grown to like that song. But when I lived there and I rode it every single day, it would like hinder my experience a little bit because you get to ride it once a day. And I wanted that thrilling, fun Guardians experience, but that tempo just brought it down enough that I was like, the ride feels slow to me. Which is so weird that
That's
the
fair.
tempo of the music can change that ride experience so much. But
It makes sense though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like if you're out running or something like that, and you listen to like the
Mhm.
faster tempo songs to kind of stay on pace with it. Like
yeah,
you don't want to
it's
listen to a slow song when you're trying to go fast.
yeah, exactly. It's like it just made the ride feel a lot slower than it actually was. Um, at least in my opinion. It has grown on me. I like it a lot now. But back in those days when I rode it a lot, it really did hinder my experience for that ride.
And quick shout out Tower of Terror. I mean, just one of the goats with music. Talk about putting you in a mood. So good.
I need to go on Tower of Terror again. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. There you
I'm
go.
I'm
Oh,
more
sorry. I, I'm gonna interrupt.
Do it.
Another soundtrack to completely hinder the experience, and I think that a lot of people would actually agree with me on this one. Again, we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Um, the Christmas audio for that, when they pulled all of the songs
Oh, I
and they
never did
only
that
put
one,
on the
but
Christmas audio, it was not good. Like, it completely destroyed the ride. Like, obviously, the ride was still so much fun. I still really enjoyed it,
mhm.
but the audio, like, it really changed the vibe of the ride. It made it feel so much less thrilling, so much less exciting. I think I heard maybe they're not bringing it back, which
They're not.
I
Well,
think
they
is
didn't. I don't think
telling.
they did last year.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I
Yeah,
can't remember if last year was the first year or the year before.
I think it was just a
Um,
22 thing.
but yeah, I think that's extremely telling with
That's
how much it hindered the
that is
experience.
probably the best point any of us have brought up. I never
Yeah.
did it, but I remember hearing about it. I'm like, oh, so you're guaranteed the same song every time, and it's just some random custom track. Like if you did like 6 random Christmas songs, that would have been cool, probably.
Yeah, they could have done it
Uh,
so much better, but they did
yeah,
one song that they created and it completely destroyed the experience, in
was
my
it Run
opinion.
Run Rocket? Was that the name of it?
Run Run Rocket. So, yeah, Run Run Rocket. But yeah, they pulled it and they didn't bring it back. So it's extremely telling that a lot of people, I think, thought that same thing.
would not know.
Oh, and another point about Guardians. No, I'm only kidding.
Let's go
Okay,
back
guys, what about on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic
It's so
Rewind?
good.
let's go back to talking about Fantasyland again.
But
Well,
Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind?
this was your idea, Allison. To be fair, talk
To
about
be-
music and rides. So
Yeah, I'm good with it.
also sound effects, though. We can talk some sound effects.
Sound effects, yeah.
Here's one you can talk about that we can't.
Like how that's just all this is like, all right, who's been on one that none of the others have? Yeah, if you happen to ride Top Thrill 2 during the like 4 days that it was in operation, right before it launched, it had like this bass drop. Um and you could hear that all around the park. And it was really cool. Like it's one of those like bass drops that like you can feel it like in your heart almost. Oh, I'm like I could sit in that area. Well, not much now, but I could sit in that area and just listen to that bass drop every time watching the launches. And like, I don't know why it's so simple, but it added so much to the experience and so much to that ride area. And also was a good warning that, it was about to launch.
Yeah.
Cause King.
Cause King.
Not
But I did
agree.
think, I know it's not music specifically, but it is a sound effect, but that audio that they would use in the launch of Ka, like that just got you like, you got so excited. It like got, and like it made me so happy every time you heard that sound. Like,
I just gotta say, it's like, at least as we're talking right now, the Strata coaster doesn't exist right now. Isn't that
No,
wild?
that's crazy.
it's so weird to think about.
There's no such thing as a Strata, at least right now.
I mean, they're
What?
still standing. They're just
They're
not
still standing, but also this is another one that Allison kind of stole from me on our notes here. The Storm Runner, the now get ready, here we go. So good, and I also like how you launch before he stops talking. I don't know if that's
Here,
changed over
here
time.
we go.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that
So
is
good,
a
so
sound
good.
effect.
And then I don't know if it really counts as a sound effect, but like on Velocicoaster and Terran, like when you hit a rolling launch, especially on Intimates and especially on Terran, where it's built into this trench and everything echoes off the walls, and
Oh
it is
yeah.
just the best sound that gives me chills every time. I don't know if that counts as a sound effect because it's really just the launch sound being amplified, but
Well, they the sound effects in the first launch on Velocicoaster where it's like that's
yeah.
really cool.
Oh, I love that.
It's almost like a countdown. It's not, but it feels like one.
And then I was reminded that Velocicoaster does not have onboard audio,
Does
as
not?
I thought it did. It's
No.
just sound effects being played in the area of like the dinosaurs coming at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, the like the raptor
Yeah,
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
nothing on board. Yeah, definitely. I'm shocked we didn't talk about Velocicoaster like a lot of this ride, because Velocicoaster has an awesome soundtrack too.
Right.
And yeah,
Mhm.
sound effects are so huge for Velocicoaster, I think. They make a pretty big impact, at least in my opinion.
Mhm.
Hagrid's too. It's the Harry Potter soundtrack.
Oh, yeah,
Awesome.
that's a good example of onboard audio.
Yeah.
It's, Hagrid talking to you.
Yeah, oh my gosh, and Hulk, like Islands of Adventure got no love this episode, which is insane.
Yeah,
They
what
have
the
so
hell?
many
Shocking
good
for us.
options. We were too busy in Europe.
And me on Disney.
Yeah.
I gotta once again shout out Big Thunder Mountain. I mean
You're about to say
now
Guardians.
this here is the wildest ride in the wilderness. How do you come on? Come on.
Yeah, that
Come
one's
on.
too good. Yeah. I sound effects, I feel like Haunted Mansion is one that really, like, I know
Mm-hmm.
not a ride, not like a coaster, but when I think sound effects, like Haunted Mansion. Because I
Absolutely.
usually know what's coming because of like the effects of the animatronics, like the sounds of the animatronics, the sounds that they're making, like not as much the audio because it's all similar audio throughout the ride. But
No, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm trying to
Now
think
we
of
had
other
a
examples, but there's just like so many good ones that like I can't think of any in particular.
right. Yeah. I'm like going in my mind geographically. Like, okay, well, what parks have sound effects?
Well, I think we can get into some
We do
listener
have a
ones.
lot of listener ones,
Yeah,
so that would
we
help us.
posed on social media for our listeners. What are some of your favorite music moments in theme parks? And we had a lot of responses. And I'm sure there's some in here that I didn't even think of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the very first comment I got was from Gabby, and in all caps, just Demon Q music.
That's true though. Talk about a ride that on its own. It's a freaking arrow corkscrew.
Yeah, we
But
listened to that while making dinner the other night as the responses were coming in on social media, and I'm like, for my cat Nemi, we call him Demon most often, more than Nemi, more than Talon Cat. And just I'm like, this song is like his theme song now.
amazing.
I need to keep playing it.
I love it. I'm gonna pop in, go out of order here a little bit.
Oh, by all means.
But Laurel with the Magnum's 30th birthday celebration music, that music, I don't know if either of you have ever listened to it, but that music is incredible. So much so that when I was the biggest Magnum hater. Now I'm still like a Magnum hater, but I'm not like the biggest Magnum hater anymore, I don't think. Um they even had me, like Nick and Laurel. We had a room at Hotel Breakers, and they kept playing the soundtrack for like hours. And at first, I was like, "This is awful. We're watching Magnum test and listening to this music. This is the worst day ever." And by the end, I was like, I was dancing and I was jamming. I was like, "Actually, I let's go ride Magnum." Like, I was like, "I hate
Wow,
Magnum, but let's
you.
go."
I'm
And we did.
stunned. I'm stunned Laurel mentioned Magnum
Yeah,
and,
I
and
know.
convinced you
Laurel
to
has
like
such
something
a favorite.
about it.
Yeah,
That's a big guitar.
I loved that music by the end. Like I was having the best time jamming to it, and I was like, "All right, let's go ride Magnum." Like this is how you guys convinced me. The music's great.
And then on the other side of Cedar Point, I know Ethan mentioned it, Millennium Force station music. Never
Millennium
fails to get the
Force music.
station hyped.
It's one of the best parts of the ride. I
Which
would
is
go drop station music rest of the ride for my Millennium Force rankings.
I feel like to any enthusiast, you can just start by saying do 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 do, and they know exactly what it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I want to circle back to the Magnum stands for a second. Hawk Vanderlei shockingly did not say Magnum. He said, "I like the jazz they play in the morning outside of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It's swinging." That's a park we haven't mentioned yet that
Yeah,
has some really
true.
good music. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, absolutely.
Where's
And
it? I know.
I like to. I first time I went to the BGW, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like Epcot with roller coasters. I'm digging it because each country kind of has their own vibe, and I think I want to
Yeah.
say
Brambo mentioned that as well.
Brambo. Yes,
That I've always been a huge fan of the music in the Killarney area of
yes,
BGW.
I love the Ireland area. It's so good. There's
That's
no.
that's definitely something where like you have to pay attention to the music is when you're in these parks that highlight different countries and the different cultures
Mhm.
because that music makes a big difference.
I want to say Busch Gardens does it better even than Epcot as far as like music goes. Like they really pump out the tunes there, especially the Festa Italia section. They have like the oh bless you.
Oh, I was yawning. Sorry.
Wow, we boring you.
Yes, this coffee is doing nothing for me, and I did not spill a drop of it this time.
But like the German section, the French section, like I love Busch Gardens Williamsburg's music.
Yeah, their music is just pretty top notch, in my opinion.
Yeah, we got a few comments about Disney. I know Kelly said "Ride to Happiness" onboard audio, which yes, I know we talked about that. And she said I won't even start on Disney because the list will be too long.
Well, thankfully, Kelly, we got you covered with mentioning Disney a little bit.
You just have to mention Guardians, and you'll be good for the next 10 minutes.
Guardians has some pretty good music.
Yeah. Speaking of Disney though, Disney that we didn't cover, Gary brought up Compass of Your Heart from the Sinbad storybook ride at Tokyo Disney Sea. Because that one is I've heard amazing things and I've listened to that audio on that ride. Have you guys listened to that?
Brian, has that ride still there? Brian?
Oh, it was there.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
It was
Brian, I forgot.
no. I don't know if Gary knew this. I feel like he's doing this purposely because it was closed when we were there.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh
so we did not ride
no.
Sinbad's
Oh.
storybook ride. I have
That's
not
sad
heard
because
the
that
song.
music
I have
is
no
amazing.
idea.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
no
that
idea what it
music's
is.
That was the big closure for Disney when we were there. Unfortunately, thankfully everything else was open. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
how
Space
dare
Mountain was
Gary
closed. We expected
mention that
that.
then?
Yeah.
And go back to Cedar Point where Whiskey Nick said, "Who's old enough to remember the odd space sounds and music inside Dispatch Master Transport Building?"
I mean, I would be old enough. I just wasn't an enthusiast then.
So I will say I whenever I talk about have you guys heard me talk about the blackout, the Great Northeast Blackout in 2003?
Maybe.
No, so
don't think
there's
so.
this giant blackout in like a whole portion of the Northeast
I
and
remember
Canada.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at Cedar Point when that happened. My whole family. We were like an hour into the day, not even. And I didn't remember anything, but when I told people and people like didn't believe me, they were like, what were you? Because I was like about to step on a ride. And I'm like, I don't know anything about the ride, but it had really fun music and it was really dark and had a lot of neon lights. Like that's all I remember. I was like 8. And everyone immediately was like, you were in disaster transport. Like they're like, good audio and fluorescent lights, you were in disaster transport.
I've been on disaster transport, but I remember absolutely nothing about it for whatever reason.
Wasn't it a bobsled?
It was a bobsled.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's a mock bobsled, I think. No, maybe. What bobsled's at King's Dominion?
That is a mock.
Then it's an intimate bobsled.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no
Not
intimate
the same.
bobsleds left now that
Yeah, it's not the
what's his
same
face
as
is
the one
gone.
at King's Dominion.
Lava Boar is gone. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Lava Boar and Green Lantern. We will not miss you as much as King Nika.
Yeah, I didn't even ride Green Lantern when I was there. I didn't care.
Yeah, no.
I was just riding it.
I rode that enough as a kid. When my body could probably handle it better.
So yeah, we did have a lot of comments about strata coasters in particular. Flaming Scrubs just said ready to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then Keith kind of touched on it as well. He said how a minor 90s hit outlived itself as the theme to a coaster to the point it probably ultimately saved the ride's identity and rebranding. Yeah, didn't they like remix Ready to Go or something like that?
That's a question for you, Allison. You were there. I don't know.
I don't remember. I feel like I remember something about that.
I remember reading it, yeah. But no, I think if they didn't do anything with Ready to Go, that would be a crime. Like that was such a huge part of Top Thrill Dragster was Ready to Go.
I think they tried to get her to like do a concert for opening day or something like that. Or maybe that was just wishful thinking by enthusiasts.
It's funny if you go to the music video for Ready to Go, just like their general music, all the comments are like Dragster gang. Like, who's ridden Dragster?
That is so funny. Yeah. But it like that's a perfect example. Like you can't think of Dragster and not instantly think of that song.
No.
Absolutely. It's just like the epitome of like roller coaster enthusiast road trip music. You have to have Ready to Go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Jamin. He says, I have 2. First, all the music that plays in Port of Entry at Islands of Adventure. Let me tell you, I do not have a Universal Pass anymore, but I was at City Walk a couple weeks ago while Taylor and Sarah were at Horror Nights. I was just chilling. And I walked over to the Port of Entry, ticket gate. Obviously, I couldn't get in, but the music's still playing. And that music is so wonderfully peaceful. Puts you in such a good mood. I'm like, I just want to put this on like my TV at home. Like I feel like I'm watching one of those like mindless background videos where it's just like music playing. That's the vibe of Port of Entry. I'm like, I just want to relax and it's so good.
It's an incredible one.
I thought you were about to say Port Aventura instead of Port of Entry.
I might have. Did I say that by accident?
No, it just sounded like it at first.
He also said he also said second was a new rope drop early entry at Cedar Point. They play the Jupiter Movement from Gustav Holst's Planet Suites. Both are so epic and inspiring and fill me with joy. I would agree. Like I said, definitely agree on the Port of Entry. I don't know what he's talking about with the Jupiter thing. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Shout out Jamin. Good guy. Love him.
Let's see. We have some good ones in here. Someone said the new Baby Montu. It's not a Baby Montu. It's a Baby Talon at Dorney Park. Phoenix Rising. They said that they have some awesome sound effects and onboard audio. Have either of you guys ridden that? Also, that was Brothers of the Back Row. I think I just said someone. Sorry.
No, not yet. No.
I did not either. I'm actually really excited to hear that out of Busch Gardens Tampa because
sure.
I do feel like their theming has gone a little bit down. like in the more recent years. So that makes me really happy for that. It feels like maybe that's coming back a little bit.
Did you have a name for Phoenix Rising yet?
I think I did have a name for it, and then I forgot it, so I have to think of a new one.
Okay.
So I might have just been calling it Baby Talon.
Baby Fire Talon
I mean, it is the only family invert, technically, right?
for now.
For now.
Yeah, I think I might have been calling it Baby Talon.
I like Baby Talon.
Yeah, so maybe it's just gonna stay Baby Talon for
And
now.
then you'll get Baby Wolf Talon.
Oh no, that one's I am not accepting the new name. That one is Geist Talonwolf. Because it was gonna be Geisterwolf or whatever. Geist Talonwolf. Thank you.
Nice.
That one. We are keeping that name. I reject your big book bad wolf name.
It does not roll off the tongue, I will say that.
You should call it the Talon because they love it's what is
the Talon.
The big bad wolf, the revenge or whatever they wanted to call
The
it.
Talon's Revenge.
The Talon.
Yeah, so the easier name for it is gonna be the Talon.
The Talon.
The Talon. So
yes.
Guys, Talonwolf or the Talon?
Jeez.
How did this end up being a Talon episode, guys? LFG,
Because
LFG.
you're a co-host on this podcast. Of course it is.
Guys, I just really love Talon at Dorney Park.
Oh, we didn't know that, Jen. We had no idea. Let's go through some. We kind of already touched on these. C-Pred. Cue music can be very impactful to a theme or just to create a vibe. Same with sound effects. Gabby mentioned it with Demon. And I still can imagine the Velocicoaster cue effects and sounds. We completely agree on everything there. Row 4 Ride said Millennium Force Station again. And Nitro with the Mortal Kombat song. I don't know if I'm aware of that because I don't think I've waited in Nitro's queue too much to even realize.
Yeah, that actually got mentioned a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lom Lom Lom. Nitro using Mortal Kombat is iconic.
I think maybe I don't remember hearing it the last couple times, and I could have just not been listening to it, but I do remember a time when I was younger when that played in the queue. But I do not know if it currently does.
I feel like
so
we rode Nitro when we were there, but we didn't wait very long. And I feel like Mike mentioned something about the music, but I don't remember.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was thinking. Like maybe the last couple times I've gone, I've been with groups, so maybe I just didn't process the music. But I'm not sure. Interesting. I did know that it had that music on it though at one point.
I actually did not.
Wow, we taught Brian something today.
I know. The heck.
What us with the trivia?
I know. That's wrong. By the way, we do have another trivia question coming at the end of this episode, which I think will be somewhat soon. We'll see. Row 4 Rides also said Hagrid's is great, perfect volume, like we said. On the other hand, when Six Flags added audio to a couple of coasters and it was just 3 seconds of 50 different songs mashed together. Not sure if I know what he's talking about or she's talking about.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure either.
But that sounds like the Six Flags.
Sounds like Six Flags to me.
Yeah, that checks out. That's when you get Love Story in the middle of like Talon at Dorney Park and you just want to die.
Okay, question. If Taylor Swift was in the station of Talon, she's like, let's ride together, but she's singing Love Story next to you.
No.
You'd say no. Wow.
No. She would ruin Talon at Dorney Park.
Oh my God.
Actually, you know what? I would say I am going to counter you. Performing Long Live for Me and Only Me. And then, yes.
Well, then there wouldn't be a challenge. Like, you would obviously hop on.
I have to counter. Okay. Next we have Side Friction Steph. The Winner by the Crystal Method from Wicked Twister, which I can't say I remember any music from Wicked Twister.
I've only ridden Wicked Twister once in 2018. I have zero memory of there being music on it.
Yeah, I wrote it in 2021.
I know. I wrote it I think it was the year that it was closing. Like literally we were waiting for our table at Melt and it was just long enough of a wait where we're like, we're going to run and ride Wicked Twister real quick because there's no lines. We just hopped on, rode it, hopped off. I recall absolutely nothing about music.
Yeah, I didn't wait in a line at Wicked Twister either. I wrote it in August of the year that it closed, and there was no line. Jumped on, jumped off.
I believe Steph, but
Yeah, we believe you. We just don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure it
there's a
was
lot of
banging.
things on here. I'm gonna like have to look it up afterwards.
Right. We have Sarah E. Patty. I really love the cue music and theme that they play on Furious Baco at the beginning.
I think Portaventura was mentioned.
There we go. There's some Portaventura love. Also, the Twisted Colossus area and the Wildcats Revenge theme. I don't remember Twisted Colossus, but that's a good point about Wildcats Revenge. That's a good track in the station.
See,
Yeah, that is a really good track.
I associate Twisted Colossus with that Run song because of when it opened when we were there and just everybody was running to it.
Oh, and that video you made?
Yeah, just
Yeah, that was really
run.
good.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
That's what I associate with Twisted Colossus.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of Hershey and how music can improve a ride, Jolly Rancher Remix.
Somebody mentioned
Oh,
it.
Songwriter
yeah.
sucked, but now it's like good just because of like the music they play now.
Somebody left a comment. I'm gonna
Yeah,
find it
'cause
real
you-
quick because I know that they.
I
said
don't think you
something.
get on-ride audio, but I think there's speakers all throughout the ride, so you get audio like almost the
Yeah.
whole ride.
And I want to say each flavor has its own track.
I think that's correct. I think so. Yeah, that completely transformed that
Yeah.
ride. Like it went from like a basic Vekoma boomerang and it was a well-running one, but it was just like a basic boring Vekoma boomerang
Yeah.
to a really fun ride.
It was the Yeetsian on Twitter said Jolly Rancher remix station music is so hype it makes me forget I'm about to ride a boomerang.
There we go. Yeah, literally. Though.
Literally, yeah.
So true. And Furious Baco, that's a ride I'm intrigued at. I've heard it's a pretty polarizing ride, but I'm sure the cue helps. The music helps for that ride.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another one on Twitter that I forgot to copy over. Negative Power said generic 80s music and Magnum Station makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Fair. And then
Nice.
as only our friend Sloan can, wait 5 seconds after voyage dispatch and press play with AirPods on to start Open Wide by Calvin Harris and Big Sean. If you know, you know.
I do not know.
I trust you, Sloan.
I do not. I don't know.
Because you didn't say come sail away for voyage. I know that.
Now I need to know. If anyone knows, they gotta enlighten us. Or Sloan, you gotta
Like,
give us.
wait 5 seconds after voyage. It's like the freaking Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon. Like, wait until the third row of the line. It works perfectly. Only Sloan would figure that out.
That's so funny.
Last one. Some guy named Mullet. Don't know him.
Yeah. He sounds weird.
Especially with today's news, which, yes, as of our recording, some ride called King Dakar closed forever. I think we have to mention this legendary album called Safari Duo. I didn't know about it. Did you guys?
He sent it to me the other day. And he's
Isn't that what they play in the area?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's just the area music. Okay.
Area music, station music too, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. He sent me a link to a Spotify album and I'm listening to it and he's like, "Do you recognize this?" I'm like, "It sounds familiar." He's like, "Yeah, it's the King Dakar music." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's another one where I do remember when I was younger where they used to play that music a lot during the area. So I don't know if it's just quieter now or maybe I just don't notice it as much, but I don't remember noticing it in the last couple years that I've been going to that park. But when I was younger, it was very loud through that whole area.
Well, that covers everything you guys sent and everything we had.
Yeah, and if there's something else that like y'all think of that we missed, put it in the comments of social media. I guess you can put wow, you can put comments on Spotify now.
Really?
Wow, interesting.
Something I learned recently.
I'll be honest, I've
So
never had the Spotify app, so.
Everyone comment on Spotify your favorite talent at Dorney Park.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. Save it for the talent episode.
You can also post your comments on Instagram or Twitter, X.
Yep.
Apparently everyone's going to Blue Sky. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's the new Threads where people are hyped about it for a week and then I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. If it's popular, we'll be on it eventually.
Yep, we could end up over there.
All right.
So much for our shorter episode. We're hitting an hour and a half now.
It's not 2 hours though. So
To be fair, if we end in the next 9 minutes, it will be our shortest episode.
I think we'll be okay.
There we go. This was fun though. Like I think we generated more discussion than I initially was thinking.
Yeah, honestly, same. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. It was a good topic. Speaking of, before we go though, I do have a trivia question to ask.
Yeah.
If you've been listening the whole time, obviously, this is going to be a music-based question to fit with the theme of the episode. I'm going to be a little less wordy, I think, with this one. We're going to do a random drawing again of correct answers, right?
Or
That's
just
the plan.
we only got one correct answer this past time.
There might be more.
We'll see how responses go.
There might be more for this one. I want to know, of all roller coasters in Florida that have an on-board soundtrack, which is the fastest in speed? So what is the fastest roller coaster in Florida that has an on-board soundtrack?
Wait, just for clarification, fastest in speed is in the speed of the song or is in the speed of the coaster?
Speed of the coaster.
Okay.
Yeah, speed of the coaster. So the
That's
fastest coaster. What's that?
I said that's a fair clarification.
Yeah, that was very
just clarifying for. I know there's a lot of music nerds in here.
Good point. Good point. Fastest coaster in Florida that has onboard audio. There we go.
All right. If you have an answer, put it in the comments on socials. Again, we love when people post on our socials, especially getting all these listener comments for the episode. Not 100% sure what our next episode will be just yet, but we are getting there. We'll make an announcement before. I think it's going to be another guest episode. I think we're going to try to alternate.
That is our goal, and that episode will be this episode will be out on the 17th, I believe, Monday. So the 4th episode will be out December 1st.
Yeah, I will have to schedule that before I go to Europe. I might be editing the episode in Europe.
There we go. Love that. Man, we're getting close to the holidays already. It's weird. We've had, at least in the Northeast, it was a very warm October and early November. So and then just being in Florida, still wearing shorts, I get back and it's dark at 4:45. I'm like, oh God, what happened? Don't like it. Well, this is fun, guys. Three episodes down.
I'm loving this.
Me too.
I wasn't sure how I would feel about doing a podcast, but I love it. And I love y'all.
I love you guys. This is a great episode.
Well, as always, don't forget to think inverted. And we will see you next time.
Kaz King.
Kaz King.
Top throw 2 is better.
Wow.
Bye, y'all.